Hi guys. Alright, so we're up to lesson 20. The aim for today is how do we divide 2 and 3 digit dividends by 2-digit divisors with single digit quotients and make connections to a written method. So it's sort of the same aim as yesterday. So today what I want you to do is count by multiples of 21 and 43. So that means you would count 21, then 42, and if you add 21 again, what would you get? 63, and you keep going. The next thing that you're going to do is count by, I can type. I'm just trying to figure this out. I'm doing this a whole new way, guys, so just give me a second. Be patient with me. Okay, so the next thing you're going to do is count by 43. So you're going to say 43, then what would come after 43? 86, and so on. Okay, so you're with me there? So like we were looking in class, really hard for me to write with the smartboard pen using the mouse. So whenever I can, I'll be typing. Okay, so I want you to pause the video here, and I want you to count by 21, multiples of 21, do it 10 times, and multiples of 43, do it 10 times. So in the end, what do you think you would end up with? Multiples of 21 10 times. Take a guess, and we'll see if you're right. Okay, so pause it. Write it in your notebook and then come on back. Okay, so now we're going to work on these problems, which are the concept problems, which we do in the beginning of each lesson. So we're still at the stage of rounding. So if we were to round our divisor here, 19, what would we round it to? Well, logically speaking, it would become 20, right? But in this lesson, we also want to round the dividend. Okay, so we want to round the whole number as well. So we need to think about that. You've been doing that, but you really need to think about that a little bit more this time. So we would round this to 600, right? So that's convenient. We know that 6 is divisible by 2. So that is an easy division problem for us to do because we're now pretty much experts at dividing by multiples of 10, correct? So we would have 600 divided by 20, divide both of them by 10, which means you get rid of a 0, and you're left with 60 divided by 2, and your answer would be 6 divided by 2 is 3, and you're in the unit 10. Okay? So that's what you're doing there. So I want you to stop the video, and on your own, I want you to round the divisors and the dividends to get to convenient numbers, and then you're going to do the division work yourself. Okay? And we'll check and see if you're right. Okay, so stop the video, go ahead and do that work, and we'll see how we're doing. Okay, so we're back, and we have a couple of new division problems to do, and we're looking at multiples of 10, or yeah, multiples of 10 in a specific times table. So here it would be 50, here would be 30, 30, and 70. So now this is a little tricky because if you look at this, you're seeing you have the tens unit in both numbers. But can you divide 7 by 3 easily? No, right? You can't. So can you leave the 30? Yes, I would leave the 30 alone. And what would you round the 70 to make it easily divisible by 30? I would say 60, right? Because you can divide 6 by 3 very easily. So then it's about, remember, we're estimating, 60 divided by 30. Our unit is 10, so we get rid of that. And we have 6 divided by 3, which is 2. Okay, so we kept this, we kept our divisor, but we changed our dividend to a very convenient number. So keep that in the back of your head. So if we're going to take 50 and 73, how would we make that work in an easy and convenient way? What do you think you could do with those two? Can you leave 50? Can you leave 73? How would you do that to make it convenient? So, would you go up to 80? Can you do that? Can I go to 80 here? And what would I do with this one? Go down to 40 because 8 is easily divisible by 4, right? So 80 divided by 40 is 2. So 80 divided by 40 is 2. So do you see what I did here? I took something very close. I'm in the tens place. And again, I'm in the tens place. I just want to make it really easy so I can give myself a good guesstimate if I'm dividing this in long division. Okay, because here, for example, we're going to do some long division. So we have 70 here and we have 432 here. If I decided to keep the 70, what number can I make 432 become that would be easily divisible by 70? So what could 432 become to be easily divisible by 70? Well, the way you would look at it is 43 and 7. That's my basic fact. So what do I know? What number is close to 43 that would be divisible by 7? If you said 42, you're correct. So I would change the 432 into 420. I would keep the 70, and we're working in the unit of 10. So now I have 442 divided by 7, which is 6. So now when I do this as a long division standard algorithm, I'm doing it this way. And where this comes into play, where your parents and I would call it like guess and check. Like you're not 100% sure what number will go here, so you kind of take a guess. But what we're doing here, and you can explain this to your mom and dad, is we're taking the algorithm as given to us and we're estimating to get our guess when we do the guess and check, okay? So we change 432 to 420. So now we're going to put the 6 here. 6 times 70 is 420. So we subtract and we have a remainder of 12. Okay, everybody with me? So how do we check ourselves? How do we make sure we're right? Well, we would take our divisor, 70, and multiply it by our quotient, 6, and we would get that 420. And then we add in the remainder, and we see that we get 432, and we know we are correct. Hooray for us. Yay. Okay, let's keep going. So here's a couple of problems for you to do by yourself. Okay, so 72 divided by 21, 94 divided by 43, 84 divided by 23, and 57 divided by 29. So hit pause and you're going to work on them by yourself for a couple minutes and then come back when you're done. Okay, so I hope you guys did okay with that. I'm going to do a couple of these with you and you're going to check them and see if you are right. So I have 72 and 21. I want to make them convenient. So I'm going to round this to a 10 and this to a 10. So what number would I round? 22. Well, that would pretty much round to 20, right? That's pretty easy. And what number would work for 72? Well, 7's not going to work. 70 is not going to work because that's not easily divisible by 20. So we can choose to go up to 80 or down to 60. Since this is a little bit more than 70 and this is a little bit more than 20, I think I'm going to go up to 80 and figure it out that way. And I'm working in the unit of 10. So that goes, so 8 divided by 2 is 4. Now that's my approximate number. So let's do this in long division and see how close we are, if we should have went up or down. So here I have my 4. Oh, so sorry. Nope, that's not what I meant to do. So I have 72 divided by 20. Okay, so I'm going to put my 4 up here. So 4 times 20 is 80. Is that going to work? Well, no, it's not going to work at all because I can't have a larger number here than here because I can't subtract it. So up here I chose a bad number. I shouldn't have chosen 80. I should have gone with 60. So let's try that. And 60 divided by 20 would have given me what? 3, right? So let's try that and see how close we get. So I have 72 divided by, and now I'm going to put the real number in. This I was just showing you to show you the estimate. 72 divided by 21. So I'm going to use my estimate of 3. So 3 times 21, well 3 times 1 is 3, and 3 times 2 is 6. Well, let me subtract that. This becomes a 12, and this becomes a 6. 12 minus 3 is 9. And can I divide 9 by 21? Nope. So that's my remainder. So now let's check it. 21 times 3 is 3, 6 plus 9 equals 72. So are we correct? Yes, indeed, we are correct because we are just that outstanding. Hooray for us. We got it right. All right, guys, that's it for tonight. I will see you in the morning. I hope you understood everything. If not, please bring in your problems, your questions, and do the practice problems from the problem set. All right, I'll see you in the morning.